Now let's create some metadata for our app. Metadata also goes inside the head section because it holds certain important information of the web app, information that can only be read by the browser the web page is open on. And sometimes it's also read by search engines. For example, some common types of metadata are description of web page, some keywords that can be used to define a web page, and so on. And search engines use this information to rank a web page accordingly, so they display the relevant websites. So this data obviously isn't visible to your web page's visitors. I'm not going to include a lot of metadata for this app, not even the common ones, because we don't need them right now. I'm going to go with only two of those which are kind of important, okay? So the first one is the character set of the page. Character set basically specifies what the page's text contains. In our case, it's not going to be more than alphabets, either capital or small letters, and then numbers, and then some special characters like maybe stars, hash, percentage signs, and so on. So we can mention our character set as UTF/8. I'll type that out in a second. So we can mention it as UTF-8 because this particular character set includes pretty much every character, be it a special character or not, that we have in usage right now. So let's stick to that. So to specify the character set attribute for the meta tag, let's first declare the meta tag. Start the tag and then say meta. And then we need to give it an attribute. Attribute is basically a character of a meta tag. So something that's used to describe a tag. So the character set is an attribute of the meta tag. So to do that, let's say char set, that means character set, and then we can give a value to this attribute. So the value here is going to be, like I said, UTF-8. So I told you how brackets is very easy to use because it gives you a lot of features, and this is one of those features. Every time you type out an attribute, it gives you all the necessary values. So then let's close the meta tag. If you see here, we're not closing the meta tag with an end tag like we did with the head tags, the HTML and body tags. That's because it's an empty tag. Empty tags don't have head tags, they just close. We'll come across more of those as we go on. Now that this is done, let's give some responsiveness to our web app. We want the app to look good regardless of whether it's viewed from a computer or laptop screen or a tablet or smartphone screen or an even smaller screen that will probably come out in a couple of years. So no matter the size of the screen, it needs to look good. In order to do that, we need to set the viewport. The viewport is basically the screen of the web page that is visible to a user. Let me show you. So this is the screen that is visible to the user. This is where the body section's content will be visible. So for a laptop, this screen is going to be bigger. And then for a mobile device, it's going to be much smaller. The whole width of this page needs to correspond with the width of the device it's being viewed on. So we need to set this viewport in such a way that it automatically changes according to the width of the device it's viewed on. So the visibility of the page isn't affected at all. So for that, we'll be using another meta tag with different sets of attributes. So first of all, let me go back and then create the meta tag. And then we need to use the name attribute to let the browser know that we're setting the viewport. And then we need to give the conditions which are going to change the viewport. Okay, for that, the first condition is going to be within the content attribute. It's going to be width is equal to device width. That's pretty self-explanatory. I mean, width is the viewport width, as in the width of the web page. It's going to automatically change to the width of the device. So if it's a device with 900 pixels in width, the web page is going to automatically change to 900 pixels in width. And then let's give a comma here because the content attribute has more than one value. Comma initial scale. Sorry, I shouldn't have closed this here. Initial scale is equal to 1.0. And then let me close the codes and then let me close the meta tag. So after the width is equal to device width, we've finished the whole thing with initial scale is equal to 1.0. That sets the initial scale, as in the zoom level of the page, to 1.0. This way, if the page is viewed on a mobile browser, the text or images aren't squeezed down to make it look the same as it does on a desktop browser. That's how it used to be before responsive design became a thing. Nothing was actually visible. The text was too small to even read. That's not how it should be. So now the experience of viewing a website is going to be much better, and it's going to be the same as it's on a mobile phone as it's on a laptop, because the text size is not going to be reduced to fit the page. So we've finished the meta tags, and then for the next one, let's move on to the body section. See you there.